Alright, so for number one, we have the sum of two logs. They have the same base. So that means that we're going to take the log of the product. We combine those two logs as the log of the product of these two numbers right here. So you see that right here. When you multiply these two numbers, you get 6,591. So it's log base 9 of that number. You could think of it in two ways. First, you say 9 to what power gives you that? And the power is 4. And that's the answer. Or you could change the base and write natural log of that number over natural log of that number, and it gives you 4. Number 2, you have the difference of two logs, and because they have the same base, you can combine them as a single log by dividing. 76.8 divided by 1.2 right here, and that gives you 64. So log base 2 of 64. So 2 to what power gives you 64? The answer is 6. So log base of 2/5 of 16 over 625. And now I got 16 over 625 by taking this decimal right here and putting it into the fraction key on the calculator. So I put 256 over 10,000 because that's what that number means. 256 over 10,000, and it reduced to this. Okay, now we know that this means, let me write it right here, it means 2/5, let me just move it up a little bit, 2/5 to what power is 16 over 625, and that power is 4. So that means that this is 3 times 4, which is 12. Number 4, the exponent becomes the coefficient of the log, and you get this. And this here is 1, so the answer is 23. Okay, so the exponents become the coefficients of the logs. So you get this. Okay, so this one is 1, so I have x plus 1. And this log right here is 4, because 4 to the 4th power is 256, so times 4. So then this is 8. So my final answer is x plus 9. So the first thing I'm going to do is move the exponent to become the coefficient. So that becomes x log of what's in the parentheses. Now, this is the difference of two logs that have the same base. So that means that becomes log base 7 of 98 divided by 2. That's 49. So x log base 7 of 49. So 7 squared is 49. So this here equals 2. Okay, because 7 to the 2nd power is 49. So x times log of 2. So this would be the exact answer right here. Okay, if you want to put it into a calculator, you would get approximately equal to 0.301 times x, because that's what log 2 equals. So I recognize that what's the quadratic in the parentheses can factor, so I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So this becomes log base x plus 1 of x plus 1 squared, but then it's to the 3rd power. So remember, when it's power to a power, you multiply. So this becomes log base x plus 1 of x plus 1 to the 6th power. Now that 6 becomes a coefficient of the log, and then this is x plus 1, and then because you have the same base here and the same number there, this log becomes 1. So 6 times 1 is 6. Okay, so all of them have a base 4. So I can combine them all as a single log. So this becomes log base 4 of 5 times 12 divided by 3.75. So that's log base 4 of 60 divided by 3.75. And then when you put that into a calculator, the 60 over 3.75, you get log base 4 of 16. So this fraction right here equals 16. So 4 to what power gives you 16? Second power. So here's the equation that will help you answer that question. If it starts off at the stock starts off at $40 and it's increasing at a rate of 8% per year, and they want to know when will it reach 50, it says write and evaluate a logarithmic expression for the number of years that it will take to reach that value. So I'm going to divide by 40. So then that's 5 over 4 equals 1.08 to the t power. Okay, so then log base 1.08 of 5/4, so you could write it as 1.25 if you like. So you'd say t equals ln of 1.25 divided by ln of 1.08. So this would be the logarithmic expression, and then you evaluate it and it's approximately 2.9 for t. So you would say it will take about 2.9 years for it to reach the $50. So here's the equation that would solve the problem for number 14. The species is decreasing at a rate of 4% per year. The current population is 143, and you want to know after how long will the population drop below 30. So I'm going to divide by 143. So that gives me 30 over 143 equals 0.96 to the t. So then you say log base 0.96 of 30 over 143 equals t. So for t, you would say natural log of 30 over 143 over natural log of 0.96. So this would be approximately equal. So this would be an acceptable logarithmic expression right here. And that would be about 38.3. So in about 38.3 years, the population would drop below 30. Okay, so they gave you the equation. P equals P sub 0 times 1.12 to the t. And it says that if they start off with 200 bacteria, how long will it take for the population to increase to 1,000? So we're going to divide by 200. Okay, and that gives you 5. So when will it grow, by 5 times? So here's the equation. So log base 1.12 of 5 equals t. So this would be the logarithmic expression. And then to solve it, you could say t equals ln 5 over ln 1.112. Okay, so that would be approximately 14.3 when you put that into a calculator. Now, I'm using ln. You can use log and log. That's perfectly acceptable. So it'd be take 14.3 minutes, because the unit here for time is minutes. Number 16. Okay, so for 16, it says most swimming pool experts recommend a pH between 7 and 7.6 for water in a swimming pool. And they want you to find the difference between the two. Okay, let's see. Difference in hydrogen ion concentration, okay, over this range. So we're going to find it for 7. Okay, so move the negative to the other side. So remember, when it's log and no base, we know it's base 10, so this becomes 10 to the negative 7 equals the hydrogen ion concentration. And we do the same thing for 7.6. So since you see it's the same, I can just cut a few steps and say that for the other one to be H plus equals 10 to the negative 7.6. So the difference would be 10 to the negative 7 minus 10 to the negative 7.6. Okay, and that would be the answer. Whoops. Right here. That's the difference between the two. Okay, so for 17, what I did here is I noticed this is 4 times x, so I separated it. I expanded it with a plus. So the log of the product is the same as the sum of the two logs. Notice the bases are both 2. So this I simplified to 2, because 2 squared is 4. And then this stays as is. And so this expression right here equals this one. This is x divided by 4. So I did the difference of 2 logs. And you get this. Right here, I put this as a coefficient of the log. And then this log here equals 2. So x times 2 is 2x. Right here, this 4 becomes a coefficient of that log. And there's nothing much we could do with that. Just leave it alone. And the only thing we could do here is change it, use a change of base theorem. So log of x divided by log of 2. And that's it. So you match these answers up with, the right letters, and this is what you get.